What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Saturday, December the 2nd. We got 12 games on today's schedule, a full card. We're going to break every single game down, do some analysis. I'm going to give you guys my selections on every single game. Stay tuned, though. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys my best leans and a hint possibly for my best bet of the day. Lots of work to do, guys, so hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right down to it. Let's make some money. Let's go. In our first game of the night, we got the Golden State Warriors in LA taking on the Clippers. Clippers 5-point home favorites. I have them favored by 5.5. Golden State, they are 9-10 on the year. 3 wins in their last 5 games. Beat the Clippers just a couple of nights ago in San Francisco. 6-point win. They had control of that game throughout. Looked dominant. They did catch the Clippers on the second night of back-to-back. Good performance, though, for Golden State in that game, who are playing without Gary Payton and Chris Paul. Andrew Wiggins also missed that game against the Clippers, listed as questionable for tonight. 3 wins in their last 5 games for the Warriors. The Clippers are 8-10 on the year, just 2 wins in their last 5. The LA Clippers, guys, I've talked about them so many times. The most inconsistent and toughest team to bet on in the NBA. They win when you least expect it, and they lose when you least expect it. Tonight, they're laying 5 against the Warriors. I had them as 5.5. They got no injuries. They should be at full strength. They're rested. They're going to look for revenge. I'm going to take them here with the -5, even though, guys, I'm telling you from now, I do not bet on the LA Clippers. This is just my lean on this game. I think the Clippers will bounce back and win this game, but I don't think I'm going to be putting any money on this. Up next, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves in Charlotte taking on the Hornets. Timberwolves 5.5-point road favorites. I had them favored by 6. Minnesota 4 wins in their last 5 games, 14-4 overall, tops in the Western Conference, 3-game winning streak. The team on an uptrend. Beat the Utah Jazz at home in their last one, 101-90. They did play without Anthony Edwards. Jaden McDaniels, we know, long-term absentee for the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards listed as doubtful for tonight. Don't think he's going to be in the lineup. The Charlotte Hornets, they are 6-11 on the year. 3 wins actually in their last 5 games. Snapped out of a 2-game losing streak. Beat Brooklyn on the road in their last one. Brooklyn, we know, was on the 3-game winning streak, was on fire. Charlotte went in there, got the job done, 129-128. Like I talked about, guys, the Charlotte Hornets, they are not as bad as this record shows now that they're starting to get their players back. Of course, LaMelo Ball is going to be out for a while with another ankle injury. Tonight, we see Brandon Miller listed as questionable and Nick Richards. Those 2 players might be back in the lineup. Guys, like I just mentioned, Charlotte is not as bad as this record indicates. I do expect them to pick them up and start racking up some wins going forward. And I'm going to take them here tonight with the +5.5. I think they got what it takes to double up those wins, carry on the momentum from that win in Brooklyn. Let's take the Hornets tonight with the +5.5. Up next, we got the Orlando Magic in Brooklyn taking on the Nets. Nets currently 2.5-point home favorites. I've been favored by 1.5. The Orlando Magic 14-5 on the year, 2nd place in the East, just 1 game behind the Boston Celtics. 9-game winning streak, the hottest team in the NBA at the moment. They're just 1 win away from setting a franchise record for the longest winning streak. The thing is, guys, the players know it. The team knows it. They're all very well aware of what they're going to be playing for tonight. This young, inexperienced ball club that has started off the season, though, red hot. The Brooklyn Nets, they are 9-9 on the year, 500 basketball. They got a 3-game winning streak snapped in their last one against the Hornets, 128-129. Charlotte was just on fire in that game. Not much Brooklyn could have done. They did have their chances at the end, but dropped that game by 1. Missed their chance to extend their streak to 4. Tonight, they are rested on a homestand, 2.5-point favorites. Now, how do I see this game playing out? Of course, guys, it is tough to bet against the Orlando Magic. This team, guys, just going from win to win, on fire. In their last game against Washington, did not look as sharp as they did in their previous games, but they did get the job done. Tonight, guys, I think the pressure could get to them. They know what they're playing for tonight. I think that could play a factor here. Personally, I don't think they're going to get the job done. They're kind of like a stock, guys, that it's at the top. You don't want to buy. You don't want to be buying stocks that are at the top, and the Orlando Magic are a hot stock at the moment. I'm going to be taking Brooklyn here. I'm going to pay that little extra juice, take him here on the money line. The game could be close going down to the wire. I know it's risky, guys, betting against a streak, but I'm going to take Brooklyn here to win this game. Up next, we got the Cleveland Cavs in Detroit taking on the Pistons. Cavs, 8.5-point road favorites. I've been favored by 8. The Cavs, 10-9 on the year, just 2 wins in their last 5 games. Very disappointing loss in their last one, guys, at home to the Portland Trailblazers. Dropped that game by 8, only put up 95 points. Very disappointing start for the Cavs this year. The first 19 games in, just 10-9. I did expect them to be a lot better than what they are. On the injury front, we got Karis LeVert. He's going to be missing tonight's ball game. He's out with injury. The Pistons, Talk about a downtrend, 2-17 on the year, 16-game losing streak. Of course, the worst team in the NBA, just two wins in their first 19 games. In their last one, guys, they were in New York. Actually showed some signs of life in that game. Dropped that game only by 6. Actually went into the fourth quarter leading that game. But New York made the big plays. More experienced than the Detroit Pistons. Won that game by 6. Now the Pistons, guys, tonight they're going to be getting some reinforcements. Bojan Bogdanovic is expected to make his season debut. The experienced very good player last year, guys. We know his value. Of course, he has not played a game this year. This is going to be his first time out, but his experience alone, his presence should help the team when things start getting tough. He should be able to hold the young guys together. Will it happen from tonight? I don't know. I know in the upcoming games, we will be looking at the Pistons, guys. They are going to start playing better tonight. I'm going to take him here with the plus 8.5, even though, guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm in no rush to bet on this game. I just think these are a lot of points to be given up. Cleveland, 8.5-point road favorite is a little tough. They could go in there, guys, and blow the Pistons out. But I am going to take the points here, my side in this game. Up next, New Orleans and Chicago taking on the Bulls. Pelicans currently 3-point road favorites. I had them favored by 5. The Pelicans 11-9 on the year. 3 wins in their last 5 games. 2-game winning streak for the New Orleans Pelicans. Were in action last night against San Antonio Spurs. Took care of business quite comfortably in that game by 15. New Orleans win in that game, their second straight win. They did get Trey Murphy back in that game, guys. He made his debut off the bench. 22 minutes, put up 18 points. He looked very, very sharp. Now tonight, guys, second night of a back-to-back for New Orleans. The team tends to rest Zion Williamson on a second night of back-to-back. I wouldn't be surprised if Trey Murphy was held out as well. I don't know if he'll be ready to play back-to-backs quite just yet. They're probably going to be a little cautious with him. So we do have to keep an eye on the injury report for New Orleans. They have won 3 of their last 5, though, and are playing well. The Chicago Bulls, they have won just 1 out of their last 5, and that was in their last one, guys. A big home win against the Milwaukee Bucks in their last game in overtime. They were playing without Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, guys. The rest of the guys were just playing full-out energy. These are professional ball players we're talking about. They might not have their big names out there, but if they're playing hard, guys, they can beat anybody. Tonight, DeMar DeRozan is listed as questionable. Zach LaVine's going to be out. Look, as crazy as it sounds, guys, if DeMar DeRozan comes back, I'm going to lay off this game. If he stays out, guys, and the team stays as is, like they played against the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm going to take a shot here with Chicago. And this is one of the games that I'm going to be looking at for tonight. New Orleans, we know, not that great on the road. They're going to come in without Zion. They're going to be vulnerable second night back-to-back. I'm going to be looking at the Bulls in this game. I'm going to take him here with the plus 3. Up next, we got the Indiana Pacers in Miami taking on the Heat. Heat currently 3.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by 2. The Pacers are 9-8 on the year. 2-game losing streak, just 2 wins in their last 5 games. We're in action against the Heat just a couple of nights ago. Same team, same arena. The Pacers dropped that game by 10. They were leading for the majority of the game, but they just collapsed at the very end. Miami got a 10-point win. In tonight's game, Tyrese Halliburton, the team's best player who balled out in that game against Miami, is listed as questionable with a knee bruise. I don't know, guys. We do have to check his status. Remember, the Pacers are going to be playing in the in-season tournament this upcoming week. They might not want to risk it. Maybe I think the reason for this 3.5-point line is a little higher than it was last game. The Miami Heat, they are 11-8, 3 games above 500. Also, just 2 wins in their last 5. Snapped the 3-game losing streak in their last win against the Pacers that we just talked about. 10-point win, put up 142 points, the Miami Heat. In this game, they're going to be playing without Bam Adebayo. He actually injured himself in the first half of the last game against the Pacers. Did not play in the second half of Miami's win. Not expected to play tonight. 3.5 points for the Miami Heat, guys. Now, in this game, of course, we see a high over-under again. It's at 241.5. These two teams put up 274 combined. The chances are that it can be very high scoring. Now, if Tyrese Halliburton does not play, of course, the under will have more chances of coming through. This is not going to be my play in this game, though. I'm actually going to take Miami here with the minus 3.5. I think the Pacers guys are going to be looking a little bit ahead to the in-season tournament. They're probably not going to want to risk too much in their last game before that tournament. So I'm going to take Miami here with the minus 3.5. Up next, we got the Atlanta Hawks and Milwaukee taking on the Bucks. Bucks currently 6.5-point home favorites, out of them favored by 7.5. The Hawks 9-9 on the year, 3 wins in their last 5 games. Actually snapped out of a 2-game losing streak. 2-point win in San Antonio. Trae Young put up 45 in that game. Pretty much single-handedly won that game for the Hawks, who did not play that well overall. Tonight, nobody on the injury report. They should be at full strength. The Milwaukee Bucks, they are 13-6 on the year. 3 wins in their last 5 games. Got a 3-game winning streak snapped in Chicago. Lost to an extremely shorthanded Chicago Bulls team in overtime, 120-113. They played down to the competition. Straight up loss for Milwaukee. Tonight, so far on the injury report, nobody on the list. Nobody really worth mentioning. The Bucks should be at full strength, guys, but keep in mind the Bucks are one of the teams that are going to be playing in the in-season tournament this upcoming week. We might have some last-minute surprises. They might want to hold out some players so they could go fresh to those games. We do have to monitor the injury report. The reason possibly for this low line, maybe the insiders also know something. I'm going to take a play here with Atlanta in the plus 6.5. Like I said, I think the Bucks might be looking a little ahead. Let's take Atlanta here and the points. Up next, we got the Thunder and Dallas taking on the Mavs. The Thunder currently 4-point road favorites, out of them favored by 3. The Thunder, they are 12-6 on the year, 3rd place in the West. Snapped a 2-game losing streak in the last one. 23-point win at home against the Lakers, took care of business. On the injury report, Josh Giddey listed as questionable. We know all his off-court stuff. He's listed as questionable every game, but has played in all the games. The Mavs, they are 11-7 on the year. Just 2 wins in their last 5. We're in action last night against the Grizzlies. 14-point loss for them. They were shorthanded, guys, extremely shorthanded in that game. Luka was out. Dante Exum was out. Tim Hardaway Jr., the sharpshooter off the bench, also out. Luka was out because his wife was giving birth. I think Dante Exum, I think that the same reason. I think his wife was also giving birth. I'm not really quite sure on that one. I know Tim Hardaway Jr. was out with back spasms. All 3 of those players listed as questionable. I'm guessing Tim Hardaway does not play tonight. Luka, this number right now, as of now, has him priced as being out. Players, guys, when their wives give birth, usually we've seen this in the early part of the season. Quite a few players have gone through this. They tend to just miss 1 game. I'm guessing Luka is going to play tonight. I'm going to wait, guys, until we get confirmation on his status. I'm hoping that he plays. If he plays, I'm going to get a better number for the Thunder. I'm going to take OKC here -4 for the video's sake. I'm hoping Luka comes back, though, and we get a better number for the Thunder. Up next, we got the Memphis Grizzlies in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Suns currently 9-point home favorites, out of them favored by 8.5. The Grizzlies, 2-game winning streak, guys. 5-13 on the year overall, but they're on a 2-game winning streak. 2 straight wins by double digits. They beat Utah by 14 at home, and last night also beat the Mavs on the road by 14, coming into this game with some momentum. Of course, we know all the injuries that they got. This is going to be the 19th game of the year, guys, which means John Moran is just 6 games away from coming back. If Memphis can somehow manage to pick up 2-3 wins and stay close, guys, I would not be surprised if they get some of their other players back, that they make a late season push. But as of now, guys, tonight, 9-point dogs, still all their injuries, but on a 2-game winning streak. The Phoenix Suns, they are currently 11-8 on the year. 2 straight losses for Phoenix. They were on I think they were on an 8-game winning streak. Now got 2 straight losses. We're in action last night against Denver. They were without Devin Booker in that game. Denver was also without Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. Denver won that game by 8. Booker was in shoot-around yesterday, was held out, guys. This kind of gives us an idea of how the Suns are thinking right now in these last couple of games. They're also going to be involved in the in-season tournament coming up next week. I'm guessing that they might hold out Booker once again, keep him fresh for their next game in the in-season tournament in Vegas. This could be, guys, a little bit of a letdown spot. Once again, I know a lot of people are going to be expecting a bounce back for Phoenix after that tough loss yesterday. Both teams on the back-to-back. I'm going to roll with Memphis here, guys. I'm going to take him here with the +9. I'm also going to put some on the money line, guys. I would not be surprised if Memphis went in there and also picked up another win. They are coming in with momentum. Of course, Phoenix, much more quality on their ball club, Devin Booker or not. But I'm going to take my shot here with Memphis and the points. Up next, Portland and Utah taking on the Jazz. Jazz 1.5-point home favorites, out of them favored by 2.5. Portland 6-12 on the year. 3 wins in their last 5 games. They're currently on a road trip. This is going to be their 4th game. 2-1 so far for Portland. Very impressive. They've had tough games, guys. Dropped the first one to Milwaukee by 6 in a game that they very easily could have won. They were up 20 in that game. And they followed that game up with 2 straight wins against Indiana and Cleveland on the road. Their last one against the Cavs, very impressive 8-point win. Not an easy place to get a W. On the injury report, nothing to report here, guys. Everyone should be available. Utah, 6-13 on the year. 5-4 at home, very respectable. Just 1-9 on the road. 2-game losing streak for Utah, both road games in Memphis and Minnesota. In their last 2 games at home, guys, 2 straight wins against the Pelicans, which shows that the Jazz, of course, are much more comfortable in Salt Lake City than they are away. Now, in this game, guys, Jordan Clarkson expected to miss. We know Lauri Markkanen has been out with a hamstring injury. Kelly Olynyk also listed as questionable. But Utah, guys, in those last games against the Pelicans were also shorthanded, still managed to get W's. The substitute players can still play well for Utah. Now in this game, guys, Portland's coming in with a bunch of momentum. I'm going to ride them here, guys. I'm going to take them with the plus 1.5. I know I bet against them against Cleveland. I was wrong, guys. They are playing well. Let's take him here with the plus 1.5. I don't know if this is going to be a game that I'm going to put any money on, but I think Portland does have more chances in this game to get the W. Up next, we got the Denver Nuggets in Sacramento taking on the Kings. Kings currently 3.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by 4.5. The Denver Nuggets, they are 14-6 on the year. Second place in the West, just 1 game now behind the Minnesota Timberwolves. 4-game winning streak for Denver. They were in action last night in Phoenix. 8-point win for the Nuggets, who were shorthanded in that game, playing without Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. Of course, the Phoenix Suns were also without Devin Booker, but Denver, nevertheless, guys, a team that is not that strong on the road, now just 5-6, still sub 500, went in to Phoenix, got the job done, played very well. It's going to be a second night of back-to-back for Denver. Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, both listed as questionable for tonight, guys. Second night of back-to-back. We got to see what the Nuggets do. Maybe we get a rest day for Nikola Jokic. We don't know quite yet. Well, this is a game that we're definitely going to have to wait closer towards tip-off to see who's going to be in or out. The team, though, obviously on an uptrend, 4-game winning streak. The Sacramento Kings, just 2 wins in their last 5. Were on a 2-game winning streak. Got that snapped in their last one against the Clippers. It was a second night of back-to-back for Sacramento. They were coming off a big win, a big emotional win against the Warriors. Second night of back-to-back, came out flat, dropped that game by 14. Tonight, they are rested. They should be at full strength. There's a high chance that Keegan Murray comes back. He's listed as questionable. Reports are that probably he will be playing. We do got to check his status if he's back in or not. Of course, the Kings, guys, rested in this game. Catching Nuggets on the second night of back-to-back. A lot of injury concerns for Denver. Possible rest to some guys as well. The Kings do look like the favorite in this game, but Denver, guys, does have momentum. I'm going to be looking to take him here. For the video's sake, I'm going to put it at 3.5. But, of course, we do got to see if who's going to be in or out for the Nuggets. But I am leaning on a play with Denver in this game, plus 3.5. As tough as it looks, guys, I know Sacramento rested in at home. It can get crazy, but I'm looking to take a play here on Denver. And in our last game of the night, we got the Houston Rockets in LA taking on the Lakers. Lakers 4.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by 5.5. Houston 8-8 on the year, 8-1 at home, guys. One of the best records in the league, but 0-7 on the road. The worst team in the league, the only winless team in the NBA currently on the road. 2-game losing streak for Houston. Both those games, of course, on the road against Dallas and the last one against Denver. Fred VanVleet did not play against Denver. Is listed as probable for tonight. Should be back in the lineup. The LA Lakers, they are 11-9 on the year. 2 wins in their last 5 games. We're in Oklahoma City in their last one. 23-point blowout loss for the Lakers. They were actually up by double digits early in that game, but OKC put the clamps on, put a big run together, sent the Lakers to a big blowout loss. Lakers back home tonight, 7-2 at home, one of the best teams at home. Short 4.5-point line, guys. Lakers, keep in mind that they are one of the teams that are going to be involved in the in-season tournament in a few days. Their focus, guys, I think it might be a little more towards there. It is kind of reflected in this line, short 4.5-point line for a 7-2 team at home playing against an 0-7 team on the road. This is actually going to be, guys, a spot where I'm really looking to take the Rockets in this game with the plus 4.5. I think they could also win this game straight up. Like I said, I think the Lakers might be looking ahead. Also, I did read some reports about LeBron James talking about Bronny, how when he makes his debut for USC, he's going to be there. I don't think USC is playing tonight, but this kind of gives you the mentality on the team, how they're just not really focused in the now. I think Houston could take advantage of that, come into LA and get a win. I'm going to take him here with the plus 4.5. I'm also going to put some on the money line. Guys, this is probably going to be my play of the day. And this is what I got for you guys today on this Saturday, December the 12th, 12-game schedule. Broke each one of the games down, did our analysis, got our picks, and we are ready to go. As usual, guys, I will post my best bet of the day down as a pinned comment on this video. Also on my Twitter at Pick'emNBABets. Now, like my guy Andy said in yesterday's video, guys, in the comments, I don't bet on every single one of these games, guys. I'm here to analyze every game, give you guys my looks. I don't bet on every single one of them. Now, for tonight, if you guys want to see exactly what I'm looking at a play possibly on Chicago. I did like what I saw against the Bucks. I think if DeMar stays out and Zach LaVine, both of them stay out, I like the energy that they put on the court. They're catching New Orleans on the second night of back-to-back. Zion will probably be out. I'm going to be looking at the Bulls in that game. I'm also looking at Memphis. They got a 2-game winning streak. Phoenix could be looking ahead to the in-season tournament. Also, a possible play on Denver. Not quite there yet on that. Of course, we got to see who's going to be in and out for Denver. They did have Murray and Gordon out yesterday. We might have some load management tonight. Not sure quite yet. But if those players play, I might look at Denver. But my play of the day, guys, 99% will be on the Houston Rockets. My play of the day. I think the Lakers guys' focus is not there. They're looking ahead to Vegas. And like I said, LeBron also thinking about Bronny. Just the focus doesn't look there for the Lakers. The line is very short, 4.5 for a 7-2 home team against a Houston Rockets team that's 0-7 on the road. I'm really looking at Houston as my play of the day. I will make it official though, guys, like I said, as a pinned comment closer towards tip-off. These are my thoughts, guys. These are my plays for tonight. Remember, guys, the final decision of what you guys bet on is up to you. When you win, you reap the rewards. When you lose, you got to take responsibility. This is the way this whole game goes. I'm just here, guys, to give you my insight. You can take it. You can fade me. You can do whatever you like. Personally, guys, I got to be honest, there are a couple of channels on YouTube that I follow that I think are pretty good. There are some other ones, guys, that I go there just to get some reassurance on my plays that I know they're just fade material. I could be one of these channels. For you guys, I could be a channel that you guys like my information and like to follow. This is how this game is, guys. I just got to be straight up and honest with you. Anyways, with all that out of the way, guys, I'm going to wish you guys good luck. Enjoy your weekend. Let's make some money, guys, and I will see you in the next video, which will be on Monday. No games for tomorrow, guys. I'll see you on Monday, all right? Have a good one. Later.